Welcome back, folks, to Road America. Beautiful weather still. We've got a lot of blue sky here, a little bit of cloud, but a ton of blue sky in the area here. So really, it's just been a great day compared to some of the rainy weather that we've had over the past couple of days. We now have 5 classes already in the books. We capped the morning off where we had our GT lights, our C Sports racers, our Touring 2s, and our Sports 2000 drivers. Came back after lunch and just saw a great race in a sedan. Now we go to the little bit smaller car, a little less horsepower. It's time for Showroom Stock C. This should be a pretty solid race there, Elliot. This is going to be good. In fact, there's going to be some. We got Acuras, we got Cobalts, we got Mazdas, we got Toyotas, Nissans, Hondas. A great cross section of drivers here. You know what? Let's go back down to pit lane. John Bizignano with a little more information here on Showroom Stock C.
You know, I just want to emphasize something I'm sure EFR thinks is one of his favorite points about this class. It's called Showroom Stock C. These cars are not only small, almost economy sports cars, but they are out there on stock brakes, stock tires, stock suspension, stock steering, stock aerodynamics, and if you think that's easy to drive 11/10ths, 10/10ths for 40 minutes with, EFR can tell you how tough that is. They are on the limit in absolutely stock equipment. They must maintain their momentum, and if they just miss one shift, their race is over. These guys are some of the most clever, the most brilliant, and most accurate drivers you're going to find on the track. And they're in stock economy type sports cars. It's great to watch. A lot of cars rolling around, a lot of cars sliding around, but it's done very, very well.
We're getting ready to see a good race here, folks, as the drivers are going to pull themselves out onto pit lane before we send them out onto the racetrack here. Getting set to go, as we said, with SSC, Showroom Stock C. Should be a good weekend for sure. I know we have a couple of drivers up for this super sweep as well. Joel Liparini, Bill Haggerty. Who else do we have here as well? Saucier as well has an opportunity to do it, and Jim Place as well. So, and John Saucier as well has an opportunity to run for the super sweep, which, as we said, is a pretty dubious honor, pretty impressive to be able to do that, to be able to win the national championship, to win your division, to also you can be the top points getter in your class in the United States, and then of course win that special event in your division as well. Just to be able to have a year like that, you know, things are going right.
Isn't that the truth? And you know, the guys who have the best shot at that, of course, are Joel Liparini and Bill Haggerty, because they're both up in the front. You can also see by taking a look at these cars, you see they're not on the ground like you see with everybody else. These guys have got some ground clearance. And when they're scrubbing the tires here, you can see the cars moving back and forth a lot. The suspensions are very compliant in these cars because it is stock stuff on the car. These are not really fixed up race cars. These are people's street cars, more or less, that they use for this. And like I say, with the SCCA, this is a class a lot of folks do go out and take their street car with the roll cage in and drive it to work and then go race it on weekends. Some of them, it is their race car that they don't use except for this, but a lot of guys still use it to drive around.
Yeah, that's great to see. Obviously, we've got a lot of guys getting set to go. You've heard as we did the rundown of the drivers, a lot of different machinery here as well. We've got Acura Integras, we've got the Chevy Cobalts, a number of Mazda 3s, we've got Toyota Celicas, we've got a Toyota Corolla out there, we've got a Nissan Sentra, a Honda Civic, a Volkswagen Rabbit as well, and even still a Dodge Neon out there as well too. So a bunch of different race cars out here getting set to go. Depending on what manufacturer you like, you can get behind someone in this class, that's for sure.
Boy, that's the truth. And the thing is that you see all those cars and of different manufacturers, and yet the first 4 cars are all different manufacturers.
That's right.
You know, so they're all competitive, even though you've got all this stuff out there. It's how you drive it, how you set it up, and you can be up front. But it really comes down to this is a lot of driver here, because these cars are, you're not allowed to do enough to them, and they tech them and keep after them so much that you better have that car the way it's supposed to be. Therefore, it makes a good class to run. For your money, it's great racing.
Again, Joel Liparini, 2-time champion in the SSC category, very, very strong in qualifying, a 148.231. He did a 249, or the 240, but 249.235 in his second qualifying. still was on pole position with the time he turned on Wednesday as well. But of course, like so many people, came back on Thursday, which was a much better qualifying day for a majority of our drivers, and was able to drop off another full second at 248.231 to Bill Haggerty's 249.271.
Yeah,
just a little over a second quicker.
Yeah, in actual fact, at the end of the first day, he was on the pole by a couple seconds.
That's right.
So everybody else went a little bit faster than he did in relative to their first day's time, but he was still on top of the package. And he's been very strong in this class. He was strong last year in the class, and I think that he's a good shot to do it. But let's see if he can actually get the start and get through turn one. We saw it happen last race for the first time, where the pole sitter actually led through turn one and won the race.
Well, I'll tell you this right now, Lipperini is definitely going to be the guy to beat. He's been perfect all season long. 8 races, 8 wins.
Oh, boy.
In his division here this year. So this is the guy you got to look out for out of the Northeast. He is going to be looking to win big here this weekend. Joel Lipperini is going to start on pole. He'll settle in here.
And Haggerty coming out
the corner.
Haggerty coming out from California to run here. Made a long trip to get here. Through Canada corner, and we just got Bill Mitchell corner, come to the last corner, line up, and get ready for the start.
I love this opening lap. Everybody's kind of getting settled in. You just know the butterflies are rolling. All they want to do is get on the throttle and go racing. And they'll be doing that momentarily as they work their way out of the kettle bottoms, up over through Billy Mitchell, bend over to turn number 14. We'll line them up 2 by 2. That pace car is going to pull off. We will be looking for green. This time by it's Showroom Stock C. Getting set to go. We got 5 down, 3 to go here today. Just 2 more after this one here, folks. Drivers are in position. Pace cars hit the pit lane. Now we'll go back to our starter here. We're getting set to go. Showroom Stock C. Lipperini and Haggerty row 1. Naemi and Van Cleef row 2. McCluggan and Start on row number 3. Great setup. You know we're going green here. Let's do it. Here they come up to the line. Green, green, green.
Lipperini very good at the start. Got a good jump. Looks like he is going to be able to get to turn 1 first. But you know what? Yeah, you can actually see some bump drafting going back in there. The guy's giving a shove to the guy in front of him because they got nowhere to go. But this is a long way to turn 1. It looks like not only didn't get into second spot, got into third spot with the car Haggerty. He lost a couple spots there. It looks like he may lose 1 more, may end up being 4th by the time he gets onto the back straight.
It's tough, man. If you don't get a good start there, you get hung out to dry on the outside because you know you're on the outside for 2 straight corners. And whether it's 1 or down into turn number 3, you know you're in trouble. He was able to get, I think, a pretty good run, but yeah, I think he's able to just tuck just in front of the driver who would have tried to steal away that 3rd spot.
Yeah, they're coming down. Now they start getting drafted. You can see a little bump drafting going on there with guys trying to move themselves up. But, you know, the track isn't really wide, and you have to go somewhere there, so they're trying to do it. But it looks like Haggerty stayed in 3rd place.
Van Cleef and the Toyota Celica starting to make a little hay here as he works his way up the inside. Made a good hard run down to the inside into turn number 5. So Van Cleef, I believe, possibly up into the 3rd spot. Has he made a move there? Yes, he is. There's Van Cleef. That actually might be 4th position, actually, because I think that Haggerty's back into 3rd. So that will be 4th spot for Van Cleef, able to hold his position. He's looking at the number 36, your defending champion of Joe McCluggan.
Oh my, Lipperini has disappeared already. I mean, we're only halfway around this lap, and he is gone. Son of a gun really has got that car hooked up, and look at that lead
body
that
roll.
thing. Man, oh man.
A ton of body rolls. They worked their way through turn number 9.
Yeah, going through the carousel, yeah. That's 9 and 10.
He just had that thing planted on that right, sir, the left front, getting through there.
Yeah.
He is your leader right now. 2nd spot is, I believe, Naemi. Ali Naemi, the number 14, up into 2nd. Now Haggerty goes back to 3rd. Eric Van Cleef up to 4th. So watching these guys just pull away, the Lipperini just making short order of these guys here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like, right now, it doesn't look like it's going to be much of a race for 1st place, but 2nd place is going to be a war. So they're going hard at it. It looks like Haggerty is having a whole lot of trouble holding off Van Cleef at the moment, but I guess we're going to find out how they draft up the straight here in just a second and see who's got what going after somebody up the straight and if the draft is working for him.
Van Cleef in that red Celica number 48. he's got McCluggan right there as well. They work their way up the hill. Let's see if we get some kind of draft here. And as you said, maybe a little bump drafting as well.
Well, McCluggan pulling out. Looks like he's going to go after Van Cleef, and looks like he's going to get it. He's got that little Mazda humming out there, and he's going to try and move up.
That'll be for fourth spot, the battle for fourth. McCluggan going to the inside of Van Cleef, but Van Cleef trying to hold him on the outside.
Oh, boy, it looked like he had him. He was just driving by him, and somehow at the end of the straight it worked out the other way. I guess that the maybe that Toyota is just a little slicker up at the top end and is able to have a little more top end speed, because it sure looked like that Mazda was coming up the hill good.
Yeah, it was surprised me that Van Cleef was able to hold him off. It looked to me like McCluggan had it handled, but right near the end, into the braking zone, Van Cleef able to go deep enough to take the spot. Still, though, Lipperini out front.
Yeah, I think that if McCluggan wants to get by him, he's going to have to wait a little longer for the pass. Looks like that's what he's doing here, trying down the inside. He might make it. Oh, my. Well, they left each other room, so it worked out okay.
They did. He's going to
try again going up the hill. Man, he's not giving up. Boy, that guy is just after it. And they're going side by side through the corner. Now it's Van Cleef got the line coming into the turn.
Oh, he couldn't hold him through 7.
Oh, I'll tell you what, that's some good racing. Side by side stuff. Yeah, they won't be passing up through the carousel, I don't think so. Of course, we saw that earlier today. I don't know how they did it, but they're coming through here. They don't seem to be losing much of the cars in front of them, even though they're racing side by side and everything. Looks like Van Cleef is still right on Haggerty. Van Cleef's car seems to work very good through the carousel.
Still, it's Lipperini out front. Comfortably out front as your leader right now. As we said, folks, he has not been beaten yet this year. 8 races, 8 wins. Currently leads the points here as well in your super sweep.
Well, it sure looks like the only way he's going to lose is something happens to the car, because he's sure doing a great job out front and got a very fast piece. Van Cleef closed that whole distance up in the back half of that lap to Haggerty again. So his car must be working really well. After he got in that little battle up front, he lost that distance, and it didn't take him long to close it back up again.
The 14 of Ali Naemi holding on to the second spot there right now, as you say, the number 7 of Haggerty right there on the rear bumper, maybe a couple of legs back now as they'll work their way back up the hill. As we said, McCluggan last time by really took a good run at Van Cleef. It looked to me like he was going to be able to have it into turn number 1, but however, that move just did not stick as Van Cleef was able to outrun him into the corner. Again, McCluggan closing up.
Maybe he'll be pulling out at the end of the straight this time, and that's where he's going to get it, because pulling out early did not work for him. Nope, still can't do it.
Van Cleef good on the brakes to the end there.
He is that, and but it seems like Van Cleef's car is good in the backside of the track, and I would have thought it'd be good up the straight, but it doesn't seem to be able to get that draft on Haggerty that he needs to get by. He's right there, tucked in. Haggerty dropped a wheel a little bit, lost a little bit of drive out of there.
Yeah, coming on to the straightaway between turn number 3 and 4, Haggerty drops a wheel in a category like this, a low horsepower showroom stock category like this. You figure that would going to hurt you at the end of the straightaway. He'll actually drive down the middle of the racetrack to defend from Van Cleef a little bit, as Haggerty in no position to go after Naemi right now.
It just doesn't look like he can do anything with them. They seem to be able to catch each other in different places, but I think we're seeing also what we've seen when you try and put a bunch of cars together of different makes. They have different attributes that are good. Some are good in the slow corners, some are good in the fast corners, some have a little bit more top end, and in the long run it makes out to the same lap time, but they have benefits in different spots on the track, which makes the racing interesting. Very frustrating sometimes, by the way, for the driver, because you may be faster through the corners and the guy pulls away from you down the straight. Or it could be the other way, where you just cannot run with the guys in the corner, but you can go down the straight and you can't get by. So it's a frustrating deal having cars that do different things well.
I'll tell you, Van Cleef in that red number 48 machine putting a ton of pressure on Haggerty right now for third spot. He's trying to find a way by. We're obviously keying on this battle here right now for second, third, fourth, and fifth, but way off in the distance. You can see Lipperini just pulling away right now. Over 3 seconds, the gap right now for Lipperini up front, looking to cap what would be a perfect season of competition. Here comes Van Cleef again to the inside of Canada corner.
Yeah, there's a little protection going on the line on these corners right now, and because Haggerty can't go anywhere because he's got a car in front of him, and Van Cleef wants to get by Haggerty, but Van Cleef can't try too much because McCluggen's right behind him. If he tries something, somebody's going to stuff that hole. So right now you're kind of doing one of those things. You're trying to be aggressive on the guy in front of you, but be defensive with the guy behind you. You got to watch both at the same time. And
5 drivers in that group right now, 2nd through 6th. It's the 14 of Ali Naami, and then the 7 of Bill Haggerty, the 48 of Eric Van Cleef, the 36th of Joe McCluggen, and the 01 of John Phillips all together there. Phillips trying to bring that Mazda 3 up there as well. And here comes McCluggen again. He just keeps trying here. McCluggen's trying, and so is Haggerty on Naami. Haggerty's going to go into 2nd spot. McCluggen finally makes it work.
Yeah, but you can see if Haggerty can hold that, because he took an awful fast entry down low, and he wasn't able to get the exit speed off there.
And he lost the spot.
Lost
You're right.
the spot back again. Yeah.
But Naami's going to pinch the inside there. He's going to lose this spot coming out of that corner, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's close. And now, look, everybody's lining up in the other spot, and Haggerty's out by himself. We'll see if he can do that, or whether the other guy's going to be able to drive by because they got the draft. Looks like the train is going by.
Wow, that was a tough one for him. No one was going to come down to the inside with Haggerty, so Naami able to hold on to the spot, and here comes McCluggen now in. Now, who all will get in here? McCluggen's there. Will Van Cleef stick it in there as well?
That's a good lap for McCluggen. He's picked up a couple of spots here really quickly. Looks like Haggerty's going to be able to hold off Van Cleef. Maybe they'll be going side by side.
No, Van Cleef drove it in hard, and so did Phillips. John Phillips it is, so Haggerty from 2nd all the way back to 6th in a matter of about 4 corners. EFR, that was tough.
Yeah, you try for 2nd, but when you're in a group like this, that's the thing you have to watch for. You make a shot at something, it doesn't work, you get hung out just a little bit, and here he loses 3 spots instead of picking up 1, and that happens. Now he's got his work cut out for him to get back through this pack, but it could work just the other way for him someplace along the line here, but that was a good lap for McCluggen.
Yeah, McCluggen's worked his way now up into, I believe, third position
spot,
right now. 3rd spot for McCluggen as he was able to get by Van Cleef in turn number 1, then go down the inside of Haggerty as they went into turn number 5. So McCluggen in that number 36 machine now up into P3 as he's going to go to work on the number 14 of Ali Naami.
Pretty good for a guy who's recovering from surgery, I'd say.
No doubt about that. As we said at the top of the broadcast, only 8 weeks since quintuple bypass surgery for McCluggen. So he's got to be feeling good about this here right now to be able to get, number 1, to be able to get back in the race car, number 2, to be able to be in the position to take a run here at a podium finish. He is your reigning champion in the category, but right now, I got to tell you, I think it's going to be tough for anybody to do anything with Joel Lipperini now out to a 4-second lead.
Yep, no, he's out there and he's just smoking and going past. And these guys are racing each other, which makes it even better for him. But maybe McCluggen has the speed in the race that he didn't have in practice. We've seen that before. And if he can get by up into 2nd place, maybe he has some for Lipperini, but Lipperini's a long way out there to chase after him now, because these cars, even if you're faster, you're not a bunch faster. Coming down, let's see if McCluggen pulls out. Nope, not pulling out. Just hanging in there in 3rd place.
A great thing about this class here is we always talk about the runoffs, being able to bring all the best drivers in the country to come and play. A lot of divisional champions here this weekend. Bill Haggerty won the South Pacific Division. Mark McKay won the Northern Pacific Division. You've got John Saucier from the Southeast Division winner as well, Midwest, and McCluggen. You've got James Place from the Southwest, and you've got Lee Niffenegger from the Northeast. And of course, Joel Lipperini.
Yes.
Every divisional champion is here. That's what it's supposed to be about. This is great.
And they're all running up front, where in actual fact you'd expect them to be.
That's right.
Every once in a while you end up with 2 good guys or so in one division who will run up front. But right now it's guys from all over the country running together. And maybe some of these guys have never seen each other, their cars, met the guys. When I ran the Runoffs, I enjoyed it because you get a guy that's running fast in your class, and you go over and talk to him and just find out what kind of person he is and enjoy him. And You should be here to enjoy him and not be, some guys go, I don't want to talk to him, I'm running against him. But I never felt that way. I always felt you got to know the guys and hang out with them a little bit and see what they're all about.
Well, we had a chance to go to a number of the parties. Most of the groups have a party, whether it's the Formula V's or the Prod party or a Mazda, whoever it is, have a party throughout the weekend. You get a chance to meet so many people when the whole class gets together to have some dinner and some chatter afterwards. It's always a great part of the Runoffs to be able to stop by.
It is good. Lipperini isn't stopping by to anybody, man. He's just heading off into the sunset. He is doing a great job of driving, and after missing out on that win last year, he's just dominating this year. He's doing a great job.
The great thing, out to some pretty good laps right now. 248.231 was his fast lap in qualifying, down to a 250.3 right now. Really as fast as he needs to run at this point here. Everybody behind him, 251s, 252. So he's just pulling away.
Yep, just driving away. This is the way you'd like to do it. I mean, it's fun to go racing, but it's also fun to just disappear, and just not have to race anybody. Whoop!
We've got some contact somewhere here. That looks like it's over in the carousel, I believe. Somebody's lost a rear bumper.
Boy, they've left it right in the track there. We'll see what, without having to put out some safety vehicles or something. They have time to get out there because it's a long time before anybody gets back.
Sure.
Because these cars aren't too spread out right at the moment. It's early enough in the race.
Well, I'm sure SCCA officials will make sure that there is enough gap for one of the corner workers to get out there and pick that up. Lipperini continues to work his way through, now crossing a line to complete lap number 5. Still a long way to go in this race. 8 laps still remaining here in our Showroom Stock C category. Joel Lipperini, your leader. Ali Naemi runs in second. Joe McCluggan now up into third. Eric Van Cleef in fourth. John Phillips in fifth spot. Bill Haggerty back into sixth. We saw him get shuffled back to sixth spot. Just over a second back is Jonathan Stark in the 00 in seventh. John Saucier in the 31 runs in eighth. Mark McCahey in the number 18 runs in ninth. And Tom Daly rounding out the top 10 here.
It looks like
that top 10 just full of divisional champions.
Yeah, it looks like McCluggan has actually closed back in a little bit on going for second place. He dropped back there a little bit and was actually in Van Cleef all over his rear bumper, but now he's pulled away from that and pulled up and looked like he's getting into the race for second again.
Naemi's had a pretty good run. Ali Naemi in the number 14 started third, was able to work his way up to second spot right now, but McCluggan looks like he's definitely trying to work his way back up. Last time by, Naemi's still quicker by about 0.3 of a second, but McCluggan still up on the wheel trying to close back up here to maybe get a piece of second spot.
It doesn't seem like he could have gained 0.3 of a second. Doesn't look like there's that much room between them.
True enough.
So anyway, it's I guess that he must be running fairly enough to go, but McCluggan qualified back a little bit, and so it's he's had to step it up a little bit to run with these guys, but he's doing a good job. And the other thing is, I don't know, when you come back from the operation he had, I would think that you'd have to work on your endurance some, and so it's got to be tough for him later in the race with the endurance you're going to get, because some surgery does take it out from you, and you can't get back into your normal conditioning series.
And that's what you're right. It's what it's all about. These are long races, 13 laps in total for these drivers here. So very long races for sure. So here we go, folks. They're working their way up out of Canada Corner again. McCluggan just doesn't quite have enough to make that move right now. He keeps trying to get himself closer, but just not able to get up and take a challenge here right now on Ali Naemi in the number 14 machine. But still, it's, as we said, Joel Lipperini well out front here. He is your leader by now over, 5.5 seconds here. Naemi runs in the second spot. Joe McCluggan third in the number 36. Eric Van Cleef fourth in the number 48. John Phillips currently fifth in the 01. Bill Haggerty sixth in the 7. Jonathan Stark seventh in the 00. John Saucier eighth in the number 31. Mark McCahey is ninth in the number 18, and Tom Daly, the number 63, rounds out your top 10. 6 laps in the books, just 7 more to go on the other side of this commercial, folks. The final laps of Showroom Stock C. You are watching the SCCA National Championship Runoffs live on SpeedcastTV.com.
This portion of the Sports Car Club of America National Championship Runoffs is presented by Volkswagen.
Kid, where you been?
Just got back from an SCCA event.
Really?
Yeah, SCCA has more than 2,000 events every year.
Serious?
Go to SCCA.com and find people in your area that drive fast and get their hands dirty. And you don't have to be a supercar to compete.
So I go to SCCA.com, sign up, and I can start competing?
It's that easy.
Welcome back, folks, to Road America Speedcast TV's live coverage of the SCCA National Championship Runoffs. Rob Howden standing alongside Elliot Forbes-Robinson as we continue to cover the play-by-play of the 8 categories on the racetrack here today. Showroom Stock C now on the racetrack, past their halfway point. The gap up front shrunk a little bit. This is last lap. Joel Lipperini backing off to a 250.7, while Ali Naemi in the number 14 going down to a 250.264. So the gap now under 5 seconds. But even with that, I got to think Lipperini's probably just stepping back a little bit. He's got a nice 5-second lead. No need to push too hard.
Well, I think that's the truth because, there's no use running any harder. You just get out to a lead, watch the mirror, listen to your crew. If they say, hey, you better step it up, those guys are, you can. But, as we saw in the race before this one, McDermott thought that wasn't the way to do it. But, I always thought that, if you win it at the slowest speed possible, and just so if you can go out there and just do a good job and keep the gap you want, just do it and save the car, save everything, because you never know what's going to happen to the car if you keep pumping it hard.
Well, Lipperini continues to lead with a pretty solid gap out there, as I said, almost 5 seconds, as he'll work his way again through turn number 14, back up the straightaway here. The Acura Integra LS, very quick here this weekend, the second faster in our final qualifying session on Thursday, and Lipperini has transferred that into what is a pretty sizable lead right now, looking to complete what will be a perfect season here in Showroom Stock C competition, and possibly going for the Super Sweep as well.
It's amazing how, Haggerty looks like he's having a problem. Smoke coming out from underneath of Haggerty's car.
Into the pit lane, in fact, EFR, that'll be it for the number 7 of Bill Haggerty, who was running in the 3rd spot. Is there a tire off over here?
It is. It looks like the tire is either come off or something's broken out there, whether it's an axle or what, but he is.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that looks like a little more positive camber than you normally run.
Wow.
Boy, that thing is out there.
Snapped a suspension piece for sure on the number 7 of Bill Haggerty. He'll bring that car into pit lane. Well, that will be it for his race here at the 2009 runoffs. He'll park the car. Be classified somewhere down the order.
Yeah, well, from last year he was on the podium, and this year he's in the pits with a broken car. What a shame. Had a good start, had some problems there, but look at this. McClellan got by Miami there.
Yeah, McClellan able to get by him.
McClellan's in second place now. Boy.
Did you see that, though? He had that thing dancing on the brakes coming into 5, that's for sure.
He's not giving up. He's going for that deal. He's going to be as high in that podium as he can get. He liked that finishing up last year. He's going to try and do it again, but going after the leader is going to be tough.
Yeah, I don't think McClellan's going to have much for your leader right now, although he did turn a faster lap last time by, but as we know, Lipperini with a 5-second lead, 4.6 last time by.
Yeah, you'd think he has a little in hand up there someplace, but boy, he's wide in that corner. It's also amazing, Lipperini, how soft his car is, how he gets using soft, and maybe he's found a way to make that work with these little tires so that it doesn't work the tires quite as hard. But it's so amazing to see it so soft and so much roll in the car, because you look at McClellan's car and it's not leaning near as much as that little Acura is up front.
Yeah, he gets that thing, let's say, just standing on that left front as they work their way through the carousel. But McClellan's actually been able to pull away from Miami a little bit here. I think that his car was good. And just once he started coming in, he was able to work his way to the front very quickly and got past first Van Cleef and then Miami as well. So McClellan now in the second spot and comfortably there.
Yeah, he is. And, he's taken his time. He hasn't done anything stupid, even though he knew he should have been further towards the front than he qualified. Now showing that he could run there, but must have had some kind of issue in qualifying or didn't get the good toe or something. But now that he's up in this position, he's going good, and we'll see if he's able to continue to close down on Lipperini, or whether Lipperini goes, well, better pick it up now and just go step on the gas.
Rolling up to the first corner. There's a good shot there of your leader and how far back it is to the next drivers. As Lipperini looking very comfortable up front here in SSC. 4.684 was the gap last time by.
Yeah, Lipperini is he's still trying pretty hard. You can see him go for the brakes there and have the car just dance around a little bit. He's only using the black part of the pavement and not running off the road, so he's staying pretty tidy and everything. So he's just under control, and I think he's managing this lead right now. If you'd ask me, and it's hard to tell from here, but that's what it looks like when you watch it.
Everybody kind of settling back into either high 250s or low 251s right now, and Lipperini at 250.188. So still able to show some really good speed. Following back, of course, drivers all the times are kind of slowing up a little bit here right now, but Lipperini not quite slowing up as much as the rest of his competition. The gap now 5.5 seconds. So Lipperini really has been the class of the field here this year in his home division, and then again here this weekend at the Runoffs as well.
Watching
against the 18 of Mark McCahey,
a little further back,
your Southeast Division champion in SSC. Looking pretty good here right now, running in the 7th spot. Another good shot of our leaders working their way through turn number 8, then coming through 9 and 10 here, the carousel.
Yeah, he hasn't pulled away from Niami hardly at all, and McCluggan's going just hanging on in there. Van Cleef has dropped back a little bit, not much.
John Phillips right there as well, too.
Yep.
Really, the guys in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th are fairly close together here, separated by just over, not even 3 seconds.
Yeah, it wouldn't take much of a mistake there by someone to get to lose the position and get back. That's Jason Heppenbecker sitting at the back of this pack, racing with their group of 4. It seems like they're breaking off in just little groups and having great little races together.
See, we got coming through the carousel here. That'll be the lead of that group there. Heppenbecker at the tail of that 4. That'll be looks like Lawrence Delude, Tom Daly, Emmett Staley, and Jason Huppenbecker right there working their way through the carousel. That's the group we're watching here right now come through.
Yeah,
it's the 88 of Emmett Daly now into the lead of that group. So these guys are swapping spots just like they are up front as well.
Yeah, they are. They're having a good race, and looks like another pass might go on now, but they're just having a great race back there for that position.
I think that's for 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th at this point here. Here's another pass here. Yeah, they are passing.
Oh!
There's contact. That's the number 71 of Delude.
Our camera guys must have known that was going to happen. Is why they went in on those guys. But
Not quite sure what happened there.
Well, he didn't know he'd come up on the inside, I guess, and he just turned for the corner.
He's already there.
But our 2nd place battle is still going on, and this looks like McCluggan cannot get away.
So coming into the waning laps here, folks, just about 4 laps remaining here in SSC. And this is that battle we're watching right here for 2nd spot. Ali Naemi just has not given up on this one, EFR, has he? He stayed right with McCluggan even after losing the position.
Yeah, McCluggan got by and just has not been able to shake him. Actual fact, it looks like he may get a shot at 2nd place right here. Naemi just coming up to turn 5, pull out. Oh, he's not going to pull out. I thought he was going to. Wrong again.
You would have pulled out.
I would have pulled out whether I was going or not, just to let the guy know that I was thinking about it.
Up to 6th. McCluggan still in 2nd spot. Naemi in 3rd. Still Van Cleef holding on to 4th spot, but John Phillips is close right up on the back of Van Cleef to make this fight for 4th a little more interesting. Good dice here for 2nd spot. Anytime we watch a battle like this for 2nd spot, I always feel bad that we're forgetting about the guy that's actually kicking everybody's butt out front.
Yeah.
Because Lipperini is doing really well, but we're just keying on the battle that's on the racetrack here right now, this fight for 2nd.
Well, he could always, slow down a bit going to this race, and then we could get him in the picture a lot more. But
I don't think he's going to do that.
I don't think it's in his plan, no. But they are having a great race, and it just makes you wonder if Naemi is actually hanging in there right now, not making the pass, thinking if he makes the pass on the last lap, he can be in the position to take the 2nd place. But if he passes early, then the cars in 3rd place has the advantage of maybe making the pass the right place, depending on if you can block.
That's the thing about this racetrack. yeah, you can pass, but on the last lap, you can make your car very wide. You drive down the middle of some of these corners, and it makes it very hard to get by, whether it's turn 1, turn 5, over here in Canada Quarter. You can make your car pretty wide here, and unless we don't decide we want a little contact in, it may be a bit tougher.
You know, that's kind of true, but the other thing is when you have a low horsepower car like this, it's momentum. And if you try and block, you get on the inside, and you get on the inside and the other guy gets a run at you, you can still lose the position even if you block, because the momentum is what's so important in these cars. It isn't like a big car that you can just come in and block the inside and then stand on the gas and accelerate out of the corner. These cars, it looks like he's getting that draft. Let's see if he can actually pull out and make this pass at the end of the straight. He actually looks like he's pushing rather than passing.
We've seen that a lot from turn 1 down to turn number 3. If somebody tries you in turn 3, goes a little bit deep, you can dive back down the inside. We've seen guys take the spot before they get back to 3.
No, it's true, and I was surprised McCluggan was so far ahead. It looked like they were getting some pushing there, getting down the straight faster. Maybe they're just trying to get away from Van Cleef or something, but it just seemed like he could have pulled out at that time. Naomi could have pulled out and gone by McCluggan, but I decided not to.
Could be still waiting, like you said. We are coming down to the final couple of laps here. It's still Joel Lipperini out front of the number 81. Joe McCluggan runs in second, but of course Ali Naomi right there with the number 14. Eric Van Cleef and John Phillips running together in 4th and 5th. John Start all by himself in 6th spot. Same goes with Mark McKay in 7th. 8th is John Saucier. And then that battle between Lawrence Duluth, Emmett Staley, Thomas Daly, and Jason Huppenbecker, all battling it out right now for the final positions in the top 10. That's for 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. I believe that we'll get the 2 to go this time by for Lipperini. Score the win here. It's also an opportunity for Lipperini to score the super sweep.
Well, I'll tell you, he has definitely dominated this thing this weekend in the qualifying sessions and in the race itself. And he's got the
that's Huppenbecker. Huppenbecker off here in the support our troops number 2 machine.
Well, it's painted right for being out in the sand like that.
Oh,
you know,
man, what a rough one.
Desert.
That went over. I think that car went over.
Yeah, it looks like it. The windshield looks like it's broken.
Yeah, that car's gone over. We have our corner workers there with him right now. You can see his hands working on the inside there, so looks like he's okay right now. But man, yeah, it looks like to me like Huppenbecker may have went over. We may go full course here at this point.
Oh, that'd be a shame this late in the race.
That's over in turn number 3. So on the exit of turn number 3. Now, we'll see what they decide to do here at this point. Keeping an eye on the start-finish to see if we go full course around here right now. Very close to the end of this one, as we said, folks. I believe it'll be 2 to go this time by for Lipperini when he works his way up here. Remember, the driver off now in turn number 2.
Well, hopefully they can get that thing out of there, or just feel that it's in a safe enough place. But because if he rolled, he may have rolled away from the track a little bit and be far enough out there that it's not a problem. But we'll see how their decision goes. You think these guys are still racing pretty hard, so I'd say that we're going to stay green.
You know they're going to want to try to stay green as possible as long as they can. With only a couple more laps remaining, they're going to try to stay green. If they go with the yellow flag in that corner, everybody's going to see it coming through. They know what's going on. Looks like we're good to go here so far as they work their way now through turn number 1. Lipperini already down in. And through turn number 3, here comes McCluggan and Naomi with Van Cleef right there as well. So let's see if we even can see the car here as they come through. And he's all the way to the far end of the... Surprised they haven't got him out of there a little bit quicker out of the way, but...
He's way back at the back of the sand trap anyway, so I guess they feel just a local yellow will handle the problem and everybody will watch themselves. And looks like Naomi has pulled back on the back of McCluggan again. I thought McCluggan had pulled away, but...
Here we go.
No such deal, yep.
Here comes Naomi down to the inside. It'll be a braking test here for who's got it. Naomi's going to take the spot. They're going to come together at the apex. You know what? Good defense from McCluggan. Stayed on it.
Who's got the better drive? Oh, Van Cleef missed the shift.
He did miss
you see that? It left stripes on the pavement.
No, I think something's broke. Yeah, he slowed.
Yeah, but I think he missed a shift and went for a lower gear rather than a higher gear and left 2 stripes from the front wheels. And,
I'll defer to you, EFR, on that one. We'll see if we get to see him again.
I think he's broke because of what happened.
I don't disagree.
Because he had the shot going up the inside, and he was going to make it, and I think he just missed a shift, stuck it in the wrong hole. So now these guys have it by themselves without anybody else sticking their nose in. But that was a great move coming down the straight. But I'll tell you what, McCluggan is just going for it. He was having no part of that being knocked back to third place.
Yeah, because really, Naomi had that spot to the inside. They're flashing the high beams trying to get by. Oh, a slower car doesn't want to give way through the kink. That's the place you do not want to see that. There comes the second and third place drivers past one of our slower cars here right now. I believe when Lipperini comes around, we'll see the one lap board. It'll be 1 lap to go this time through for Joel Lipperini.
And see, that let Phillips close back in on the deal because they both got balked by that slower car. And now Phillips is in the mix for the second, third place.
He may find himself on the podium here, Phillips. He was behind Van Cleef in 5th spot. Not even a shot at it. Now he finds himself getting ready to go onto the rear bumper of Naomi here as McCluggan trying to hold on up front. McCluggan with a bit of a gap as they come through 14. One more time after this, and that'll be it. McCluggan able to stretch a bit of a gap here.
Yeah, and new life with Phillips. It just changes so quick. You just got to be careful. But just, it takes one slow car.
Here comes the draft.
To change the old deal. Yep, it looks like Naomi's getting the draft. But this isn't the one he wants to get. He really wants to get it down into 5. He'll probably take this one, but 5 would be better because that would let him get the infield if he could get a clean pass.
McCluggan all the way to the inside of the racetrack here. He'll drive right down the middle in turn number 1 here. Let's see if Naomi can stay with him. He needs to keep the run down through turn number 1 over to 3. Remember, you can't pass in 3. I would expect there's probably a held yellow down in turn number 3 with the driver off in the gravel. We've lost Huppenbecker off there in the gravel, so I'm not sure if they're going to allow any more. Oh, they've already pulled him out. Look at the SCCA guys doing a great job of that.
The SCCA workers do a great job. Now let's see if Naomi can get a run down here again and this time make it stick. There's our leader running all by himself, lonely little race the way he wanted it. He's doing a great job.
Not too exciting for Lipperini, but he'll do all the exciting stuff at the end. Here we go again. McCluggan's going to stay to the inside. Car's going to dance a bit. Naomi goes to the outside. Phillips trying to play as well. Let's see if he can get a run. Naomi out to the outside does not get a very good run. Canada Corner's going to be the last place. He's going to look to the inside of 6, just enough to block Phillips from making the move.
Yeah, Phillips has got new life here, man. He has a shot at a podium, and he's going to make the most of it. That was just so opportune for him.
These guys are at their end of their tires, folks. They're tired. They've gone 12 laps already, and this is when it all counts the most, when your stuff's the worst. Right down to the very end of this one here. McCluggan runs in the 2nd spot. Naomi in 3rd, and Phillips now, as EFR said, new life for that driver back there in the Mazda 3.
Yeah, he's hanging in there, and if there's any mistake by someone up front making some kind of move, loses some momentum, he's going to be on the box, and that's what he's looking for, and it could happen really easily because somebody's got to make a move here, or somebody's got to make a defensive move, but something's going to happen because they're coming down to the end too close to not try something.
And these are all Mazda 3s as well.
Yeah,
it's the Acura Integra well out front, but these are 3 Mazda 3s battling it out here. Let's see if we see a bonsai move here right now. Somebody's got to do something to the inside.
Nope, not doing it. Not quite close enough.
I just don't think Naomi's going to have it for the drag race to the line here. I think McCluggan's going to be able to hold him off, but he is right on top unless he sticks to the inside of 14. Up over Billy Mitchell Bend.
If he can make him go to the inside. So I think if you pulled out early there and trying to make him make a defensive line going into 14, you might have had a shot because you could get him to lose his momentum up the hill by doing a defensive turn in there.
Well out front by 7 seconds. Double checker flag and a fly for Joel Lipperini, your national champion in Showroom Stock C. Who's going to take it here, though? For 2nd spot, McCluggan 2nd, Naomi 3rd, Phillips in 4th. Naomi wasn't happy with that. I could see him banging on the steering wheel coming across start finish. He was not pleased with that one.
Not the result he wanted.
No.
Yeah, he drove a good race, though, and so did McCluggan. McCluggan coming in there from his 5th place starting position and getting back up to 2nd is pretty good. I thought that maybe he'd be out of it this year because he'd started so far back. But Lipperini was having no part of a 2nd place finish this year. They just drove away from everybody.
In stark contrast to Naomi, Lipperini, on the other hand, quite thrilled with his result here at Road America as he scores the win. His third national championship for Joel Lipperini. Scored the first one back in 2002. Also scored it in 2004. And remember as well, he is a super sweep winner here this year. Tops in national points. Runoffs win. Divisional championship. Also scored the victory at that special event in his region, or his division rather. Joel Lipperini out of the Northeast. An absolutely perfect year for him. 8 races, 8 wins. Make it 9-9 with this Runoffs victory.
That's amazing. It's not very often you get a year where you win everything you go run. Someplace you're going to get a breakage or something's going to happen, or they have obviously got good preparation, and the cars have been well driven. And from his record, obviously he does a good job a lot of the time. So,
no doubt about it.
When you win more than one national championship, you won it because you're doing a good job. And this is a good job again by Lipperini.
Finished second last year. Took that one more step up on the rostrum here this weekend at Road America, as he is the winner in Showroom Stock C. He'll do his cool down lap and work his way up onto pit lane. Again, as we told everybody in all the broadcasts, it's probably the longest cool-down lap you'll ever have in Runoffs history. As a long way around this 4-mile circuit here when you're not at full song.
Yeah, I mean, when you're going fast, it takes almost 3 minutes, so it's going to be a 5-minute cool-down lap, and that's if you're still going pretty quickly.
That's right. He's flashing the lights at all the corner workers. Obviously, one of the trademarks of the SCCA, getting the corner workers out there waving their flags for the national champions.
He's not waiting for anybody to catch up on him in the cool-off lap either. I think he's still going pretty quickly. But that's good because he'll get back to Bisognano a lot quicker.
I think that's what it is.
He just wants to get that interview and get that TV time.
He wants to get to Biz as fast as he possibly can. And, of course, Biz is waiting down there on pit lane to talk with Joel Lipperini, who just put in a flawless performance here in SSC. The funny thing is, here's this guy that's able to get away from that battle because we had such a great race for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. That was just so fun to watch the entire race. This guy's out by himself, just essentially checked out. Here's one of the guys that was a second quicker in qualifying for a reason.
Yeah, he just went out and did it. And now that's what we've seen after lunch here now. We've seen 2 races with the guy who was qualified on the pole and drove out.
Yeah, we'll see the same thing. We got another race coming up, our F production event. Everybody is chasing Steve Sargis in that race there, so we'll see if he does that as well. Maybe we'll have no pole position winners, pole position victories in the morning, and nothing but that in the afternoon. We'll see what happens.
It's starting out that way. It's changing a lot.
Crew working their way down. You'll see them here. Here comes the crew to congratulate their driver, Joel Lipperini. Biz is down there trying to fight his way through the crew to get in there. Of course, the helmet's got to come off first as we get a chance to see Joel Lipperini in his victorious smile.
Yeah, he's working to get his helmet off. He hasn't got there. Get the gloves off, get the helmet off. Get the Hans
device going nowadays. It takes a while to get it all off.
That's hooked up on you that you got to get off. It isn't as easy as it used to be. There's some more stuff there.
All right, folks. Here he is, down with the national champion in SSC East. Biz, have a chat with Mr. Lipperini.
Huge congratulations from your team, Joel. A super sweep. What did it take not only to win this championship, but to do a beautiful sweep all season long?
Oh, you can't imagine the hours that go into the showroom stock car. Words can't express how much the crew means to me right now.
Well, tell me what it looked like to see everyone in your mirrors the entire race, flag to flag. You haven't been beaten all year long. Now, this is the thing. This is the first time you've driven this car. You said the first time you drove it was onto the trailer.
Yeah, the crew built me a new car, and first time I drove it 15 feet into the trailer. So this is a big surprise, and it's unbelievable.
Well, congratulations on another championship and a brand new car. Congratulations to your team and on the sweep.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, back in the number 2 place, a guy who had an awful lot going on the entire race. I'll tell you, for the people who wanted to come here and see the race, this is the man who put the race on. Joe, I'll tell you, you look beat, buddy. I'll tell you, the first person you want to, first people you might want to thank is the surgeons who put you back in this race car.
Thank you very much. Yes. They're not bad for a guy that got out of surgery 8 weeks ago right now for quadruple five-way bypass. Incredible.
Tell us about the pass into second place.
I don't even remember it. Tell you the truth. I was just focused on trying to catch Joel, and I just didn't have enough for him today.
Well, congratulations on a great silver medal. I'll tell you, if this man rests up a little bit, he may have the championship next year. My gosh. All right, back into third place, someone who we thought might have had an opportunity to pass several times, but just couldn't quite get the speed down that straightaway. Tucked so close up behind the competition. Ollie, you just couldn't get by.
I tried my hardest. Joe's my friend, and I raced him clean, and I'm glad to be where I'm at.
I think you could have pushed in there a few times, but as you say, racing clean is also very important in this series.
Yes, it is. You got to run with your friends and don't take them out.
All right. Well, congratulations on a bronze medal and maybe one of the best races over the weekend. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
All right, guys. There's no damage on these cars. They've been running inches from one another for 14 laps. Good show.
We have got a loaded car. I don't think that the highway patrol would let you go down the road like this. It's stuffed full of people.
Look at this. How many we got in there?
Out
1,
the sunroof,
2, 3,
in the
4,
trunk. You got it. Yeah.
5, 6. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, man, the crew is getting it. Now, you know, he's so happy that the crew built him a car that would win and to take him around. That's really a great deal because this is a sport that in most classes, it's you and your buddies putting a car together. It isn't a professional team and you show up to the track. This is a bunch of guys putting a car together. They put it together, and this is a real team effort.
This portion of the Sports Car Club of America National Championship Runoffs is presented by Volkswagen.
Kid, where you been?
Just got back from an SCCA event.
Really?
Yeah, SCCA has more than 2,000 events every year.
Serious?
Go to SCCA.com and find people in your area that drive fast and get their hands dirty. And you don't have to be a supercar to compete.
So I go to SCCA.com, sign up, and I can start competing?
It's that easy.